copy here. What's your contact information? Take care.
Their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due.
Lies and corruption, they thought they'd control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Down in Galveston, it started that night. Osteen and Doretti turned wrong into right. Said I was drunk, claimed the smell in the air, but no alcohol touched me, their proof wasn't there. They locked me up 11 months in a cell. Fabricated charges, a personal hell. They twisted the law, made me a pawn, but their conspiracies unravel and it won't last long. A growing plot, their power abused, but I'm breaking the chains, their lies are diffused. The truth's on my side and it's ready to speak, exposing their game, bringing justice to the weak. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Extradited from Galveston back to Lafayette. 2 weeks before trial, the lies were set. Then Ben Creekmore played his false hand, fictitious evidence in his corrupt plan. Judge Tolleson fell for the charade they showed. 2 years in prison, down a dark road. Osteen hit the stand, swore oath after oath, but his lies cracked under the weight of my growth. July 18th, they thought they'd won, but justice don't sleep, the truth has begun. Their house of cards is shaking, ready to fall. I'm standing tall, calling out them all. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control. Sentence vacated, exposing their soul. They built it on deceit, but the cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown. Candy Beavers, Hobie James played the dirty part, conspired with Galveston to tear me apart. Jeff Busby sent false statements to the district attorney, and when the heat came down, it was so concerning. A snake in the grass hiding behind his crew, but the truth reveals everything they do. Their lies run deep, but justice runs deeper. Each betrayal exposed, the climb's getting steeper. They thought they'd silence me, bury my voice, but now it's my time and I've made my choice to shine a light, make sure these criminals pay. Justice is coming and it's here to stay. I lost it all, but I've still got the fight. Damn right, the truth's a weapon cutting through the night. The sentence declared unlawful, the order vacated. I'm vindicated, liberated, and of course I'm elated. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. These public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they control. Sentence vacated, exposing their soul. They built it on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for the seeds they've sown.
Yeah, pour again. Damn right, the truth's a weapon, cutting through the night. The sentence declared unlawful, the order vacated. I'm vindicated.
Oh, right. What's up? What's up? What's up? I'm actually live. For the people that jump on here and say, "Is he live? Is he live?" Yes, I am live. I oh, hold on. Let me turn that off. Sorry about that. All right. So I realized that with everything that I never actually got in and covered this really big story that had an impact on literally everything. Okay. I had posted the video of it. I had written articles on my website, articles such as, let me take this off, articles such as this. Okay. Um, and pull up the right window. There it is. So on WTPnews.org, it's the second to the last article down from the bottom. Attack on the press. Journalists trapped, railroaded, and imprisoned in Mississippi. Look, you know, it's I haven't really gotten into the details, and that's what I want to do with this live stream. This felony stalking charge that I was charged with in June of 2022 was beyond a miscarriage of justice. I want you to read this article on the website, that goes into all the details of everything, but I'm going to touch on it as well. Okay, right here on this live stream. It's disgusting. It's absolutely disgusting. I was charged with felony aggravated stalking June 28th of 2022. After I had walked into Oxford, Mississippi City Hall, I was recording my presence in there and I was going to make a public record request. Never got the opportunity to make a public record request before I was escorted out of the building by Oxford police, told I couldn't be in there because of a restraining order that the mayor had on me from back in 2017 when she was running for mayor. This restraining order was completely fraudulent and is completely fraudulent. That's a argument for another day and not right now. I may touch on it on this live stream, but I mean, hell, there's so many other things I need to get into that I'm going to have to loop back to that. Okay. I think the best way for you to understand what's going on is to actually see the video and then see the affidavit sworn by the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations. I feel like I need to end this live stream and go back live vertically. This is complete horse shit, just trash that I cannot seem to put a video out horizontally, which is better quality shit, without me being censored to the fullest. See, dropping again. All right. Check out this video. See what I did on June 20th, 2022. And then once we look at this affidavit, I want you to ask yourself if it makes any sense. Uh-oh. Why are you not pulling up? Hey, Damone, how are you? Good to see you. East Carbon, good to see you, as always. Rhonda, everywhere's crooked nowadays. So I'm walking around the bottom. This is the first level of City Hall. These are the historical artifacts of the city of Oxford. The original um, minutes book. Now, I'm going to pause it up here because I'm going to point out some scenes that are going to be very, very important for you to know what's going on right here. The lies that they tell. Okay, so that's right. That right there is the mayor's office in City Hall. I was a bit confused because the last time I'd been into City Hall, the mayor's office was actually on the first floor. I guess they had more recently brought it upstairs. Now,
Hello. I'm good. How you?
I think actually right here. Okay. So I want to pause it right here and point this out. In my other hand, I had my Samsung phone. My other hand, in the opposite hand, I had my gimbal with my iPhone on it. When I came up to this door, if you notice, they've got a QR code on the window. I have my other phone out and I'm scanning the QR code on the window. You'll see in the affidavit by MBI Lieutenant Joey Monty, he actually notates at this time in the video that I am trying to make physical entry into the mayor's office. I never touched the door. I never touched the doorknob. I never tried to go in. I was simply scanning a QR code.
Hello. I'm good. How you doing?
Doing fine. What can I do for you?
Oh, I'm just walking around. Just getting everything in, or just taking a look at City Hall. I hadn't been up here to the second story, so last I remembered, the mayor's office was on the first floor, back when Pat Patterson was here.
Yep, it was. Yep, back
Gotcha.
in the day. Well,
Gotcha.
I say back in the day, about 2017, 2018.
Yeah, that was whenever I came in here. Last was 2017. Good deal. Good deal. Well, I'm just walking around, just gathering some content for a story.
Okay, help yourself.
Thank you.
All right, so watch this.
What are we doing?
You have a restraining order. Come on.
I went to City Hall.
That's fine. You have a restraining order. That trumps up. I'm good. Go for it. We'll walk out.
Can I not come into City Hall?
If you have a restraining order on an employee that works here,
Okay, that's
are you in violation of the restraining order?
no. I didn't think I could. I didn't think I was barred from coming to City Hall.
If that supersedes the restraining order. Sound like you
So, let me pause this real quickly because I'm all about some dialogue, some questions that that jump out like this. What would you do if you were arrested for using a word in a YouTube title and arrested by the police over a YouTube title? I would have to say that I would love to know more information about that. That's it's quite intriguing to me. About how unless these people love to twist words around. I could show you ample examples of that. If you're interested, let me know. I'll be happy to drop the Streamlab or the StreamYard link. And hey, you're more than welcome to come up here and discuss that. Sounds like it might be something that may have happened to you, or if not you, somebody that's pretty close to you. But yeah, that's an interesting one right there. I'd like to hear more about it.
need to call and make an appointment before you come up here.
Okay.
Come down here.
Hey, get your hands off of me, Kevin. That's assault.
Is that what it is?
It is. You can't put your hands on somebody.
Okay. Well, stay right here, Matt. Because you're being detained now.
I'm detained.
Yes. Here, do you want to go call dispatch?
I was gathering content for a story.
We're good. You can stop running code. We're good. Here, can we sit down in the shade? Or do you
They
want to sit down
ran
in the shade?
code
That's fine.
up to City Hall.
What am I being detained for?
Because of the violation of the restraining order.
But, okay.
Can I get your phone number?
Invoking the 5th.
Okay. We're good.
Can you get your badge number?
11.
11.
Yeah.
Officer Parker.
Go on, Kevin. You know me.
I know you.
Going back to middle school. All right. Look.
This is bullshit.
Look. Whatever is going on outside of this, I'm just trying to make sure.
Who called you?
I have no idea.
I mean,
dispatch sent me here.
I've been into City Hall before, and
Was it whenever you had a restraining order?
this thing was bullshit from back in 2000.
Wait. Was it when you had a restraining order?
I prefer not to answer that
So
question.
you're invoking the 5th on that one too?
Yeah.
Well, if it was when you had the restraining order, it's just because someone didn't call. Okay. But now
So if I have an issue in the city, I cannot come to City Hall.
you need to call, explain the situation, make an appointment. That way y'all can all do that the legal way. That way it doesn't hem you up on the restraining order.
That's ridiculous. Can I get your name and badge number? Name and badge number? Can I get your name and badge number?
All right, man. So, here's the thing, okay? Due to the restraining order of the person that works here, if you have an appointment or if you have an issue, you need to call City Hall, make an appointment. That way that y'all can coincide with the restraining order. Okay? You have any questions for me?
No, it's just, I'm completely mind blown on this.
Well, this is all because of the restraining order. Again, you will call and make an appointment. I'm sure that they will be more than willing to help you.
The mayor pushed through a bullshit sham restraining
You have
order
any questions for me?
in 2017.
You have any questions for me?
I mean, no.
Okay,
I
you need to make an appointment before you go back in there, okay?
All right.
Thank you.
So I'm not detained anymore.
No, you're free to leave.
All right. Good to go. I'm also free to stay right here, correct?
As long as you don't go back to City Hall, as long as I'm aware of.
Okay. If the mayor
Something else comes up.
if the mayor walks out of City Hall and into my
Make sure
space,
that you don't violate the restraining order.
They were behind the criminal charges?
11, PD.
All right, so apparently I seem to have lost audio right there. It shouldn't be the case at all. Can y'all hear that? Can y'all hear that? Apparently the y'all hear that? Apparently the I have to go back in and I think when I was mixing out the multi-camera, I must have muted it right there. I'll have to go back in and fix that.
if you're talking about the Tannehills, the bullshit restraining order they took out on me back in 2017, that was all sham and it needs to be sham. But it did not say that I couldn't go into City Hall. In fact, the First Amendment.
Let me talk for a second. I didn't finish what I was saying. All right. Mayor Tannehill is in the building, and you have a restraining order from Mayor Tannehill against you. That would mean this building that she's in, you could not go into. Are you clear with that?
First Amendment gives
Matt, I'm not here to
nothing,
argue that.
no rules from the Constitution.
Oh no,
And
never argue
the
anything about the
government
First Amendment.
redress of any grievance.
I guarantee he doesn't
I
even
mean,
know
that's
the
a
protections.
public building, City Hall.
I understand that. You have a restraining order that was issued by a judge, and if you dispute that restraining order, you have the opportunity to go to court and dispute that restraining order.
I would like to.
Okay, then that's on you. Okay, that's going to be on you to do. But in the meantime, I just want to make it clear that you're not allowed to go in this building anymore when the mayor's in the building. You understand that, right? Okay.
I can't believe I'm actually hearing this.
I'm just making it clear to you.
No, I know.
I'm just making it clear.
Hey, who was the officer that was with you?
Officer Bragg.
Bragg?
Mm-hmm.
I asked him to identify himself, and he just kept walking. Wouldn't.
I saw you standing in the middle of traffic. You know, that's not safe. We'd hate for something to happen. You know, people can't drive in Oxford. We'd hate for somebody to get hit by a car. Okay, so it probably wouldn't be smart to stand in the middle of the road again.
I was watching out for traffic. Don't eat yellow snow. You know, if you take your dog on a walk, make sure you put him on a leash.
Man, I'm just going to make it very clear to you, though. If you come back to this premises when the mayor's here, okay, or come back to City Hall, you're going to be arrested for trespass, violation of the restraining order. You understand that? Are we clear?
Clear.
I just want to make sure. Because you said you weren't sure that you even had a restraining order against you.
No,
So I'm making it clear that you know you have a restraining
So let me pause it right there for a second because this is very important. Okay, this is a very key thing to remember in this whole ordeal. What he says right here and what I do.
Don't eat yellow snow. You know, if you take your dog on a walk, make sure you put him on a leash.
Man, I'm just going to make it very clear to you, though. If you come back to this premises when the mayor's here, okay, or come back to City Hall, you're going to be arrested for trespass, violation of the restraining order. You understand that?
If I come back there when the mayor's there, or if I come back to City Hall, I'll be arrested for trespassing in violation of the restraining order. This is what's so key. As I left, I was going to take the matter up with the court because it needed to be challenged in court. This is a traditional prior restraint. It was used. It was all used as a prior restraint from back in 2017 to keep me from speaking on the day of the election of Robyn Tannehill. Oh. Shit. Something happened with my video. Hold on. Hold on. Let's see. Okay. All right. Can you hear me? right, can you hear me? All right. Well, apparently I lost the my graphics card just froze up for whatever reason, so I can't. It's not doing the whole virtual background. Not doing the special stuff it does with the audio. But I guess that's all right. All right. I know it's working now. I know it's unfrozen. I just don't have my video. All right. So, Light Star, I am not an attorney. However, I've got over 8 years of law experience. I've had to learn everything that I've learned, because when I didn't have somebody to actually do it, or when I couldn't afford it, I still needed to do what I needed to do. Through my experiences, I feel like I've got if there was a doctorate to be earned on public corruption, government public corruption, I would definitely have it. I've had some of the craziest things that have gone on, like this right here in particular. Okay, so right there you heard him say that if I came back in, I would be arrested for trespassing in violation of the restraining order. I said, all right, I'm going to take the matter up with the court, and I left. Okay, well, that was June 20th, 2022. 8 days later, I'm arrested walking into Chancery Court for a Chancery Court hearing on my daughter. I'm arrested on a felony stalking charge from this event right here. Here is, let's see, add to stage. All right. Here's the report, and it's pretty redacted, folks. But this is the report from the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations. So this was done by a Lieutenant Joey Monty, special agent. The victim, Oxford, Mississippi Mayor Robyn Tannehill. Okay. Case type, stalking, aggravated stalking. On Thursday, June 23, at approximately 9 a.m., I was contacted by Oxford Police Chief Jeff McCutcheon to assist his detectives regarding an aggravated stalking investigation involving Oxford Mayor Robyn Tannehill. After a brief conversation, McCutcheon requested guidance from MBI headquarters through my chain of command for further investigative action. Look, there was no reason for any of that. This was all completely exaggerated and blown out of proportion. If I didn't go back up to the city hall, why are they so anxious to go and involve the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations? The video's right there. I never asked for the mayor. I never saw the mayor, any of that. They know that this restraining order was completely fraudulent, and they're doing everything that they can to cover their ass on this entire ordeal. On Monday, June 27th, at approximately 8 a.m., I was advised to assist Oxford Police Department with this investigation in any way possible. At 9 a.m., I met with Oxford Police Department Detective Shane Fortner to discuss the specifics of the case. Hey, Oxford Police, I know you're watching this right now. Blow me. At approximately 12 p.m., Jason Rowe and I gathered all investigative information from Fortner. Matthew Oliver Reardon, yada yada. Lafayette County was identified as a person of interest. Afterwards, an arrest warrant for Reardon was prepared and emailed to Third Circuit Judge Kent Smith for review. At approximately 3 p.m., I was contacted by Smith via FaceTime video conference. Sworn to information of arrest warrant, and the warrant was signed and issued by Smith. On Wednesday, July 6th at approximately 1 p.m., Rowe and I attended the preliminary hearing for Matthew Oliver Reardon. This hearing took place at the main courthouse located on 1 Courthouse Square. Presiding over this hearing was Third Circuit Judge Kent Smith. After several hours of deliberation, this case was found to have sufficient evidence and will be presented to the Lafayette County Grand Jury during the August session. Reardon was considered a threat to the community by Judge Smith and was ordered held without bond at the Lafayette County Detention Center until the grand jury date. This is the stuff I've never threatened anybody. Never. Not one time, not one credible threat can be produced because there is none. And yet they've manipulated the system completely by using incarceration without bail to try to force a plea. At this very same time, while all this was going on, I had a 2.5-month-old son an hour away up in Memphis, Tennessee at Le Bonheur Hospital on a ventilator and feeding tube, fighting for his life. This happens. They put the squeeze on both with that as well as my wife got fired from her job. We're going to talk about that in a second because that's a really big ordeal right there. That's real corrupt and fishy. All right. They came to visit me, the corrupt bastards at MBI, Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, came and visited me at the jail. Now, here's what I want to point out is on this criminal affidavit right here. All right. Let me see if I can make this. It's not going to make it any bigger. Okay. Notice down below the yellow highlighted thing that's got my name. It says, I, Lieutenant Joey Monty, B63, the applicant, being duly sworn, makes this affidavit that Matthew Oliver Reardon, the defendant, on the 27th day of June, within the jurisdiction of this county, any person who purposefully engages in a course of conduct directed at a specific person or knows or should know that the conduct would cause a reasonable person fear for his or her own safety, Mayor Robyn Tannehill at 107 Courthouse Square in Oxford, Mississippi, thereby manifesting extreme fear within the jurisdiction of the county of Lafayette. Okay? We just watched a video of my walking into City Hall. I never asked for the mayor, never saw the mayor, anything. I walked around the bottom floor and I went upstairs because it's open to the public. I was about to make a public record request. I was doing something on my phone when Officer Kevin Parker comes up the stairs because somebody at City Hall had said that I'm inside of City Hall. They tell me to leave. The captain says that if I come back in, I'll be arrested for trespassing in violation of the restraining order. I agree and I leave, opting to take the matter up with the court, which is where it needs to be. And a week later, I get arrested on a felony warrant for aggravated stalking because I went into City Hall as a journalist. And it manifested Shit. And it manifested extreme fear within the jurisdiction of Lafayette County. I mean, the First Amendment's supposed to be there so somebody's snowflake ass feelings don't mean shit. I mean, that's really what the First Amendment's for. And that the government can't criminalize it, and this is exactly what they've done. Affiant Michael Joseph Monty, being a duly sworn officer with the Mississippi Highway Patrol, having completed the Mississippi Highway Patrol 16-week academy, 19 years of experience with the Mississippi Highway Patrol, an agent with the Mississippi Bureau of Investigations, yada, 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 yada. Clearly, that none of that means shit because he just identified himself as being dumb as a fucking brick. And just threw out all those qualifications like that's supposed to bolster it in some way. I mean, I think what he did right there just showed exactly what kind of competence level is required, A, to be in law enforcement, and B, to be in law enforcement in Mississippi, and C, to get into the Mississippi Highway Patrol and the state troopers. You know, it's you've seen what a trash agency that is, the Department of Public Safety, run by Sean Tyndall. So, all right, here's the details on that affidavit. I, Lieutenant Monty, was assigned to assist with the investigation. Okay. I reviewed the case report by Lieutenant Shane Fortner, then proceeded to go to Facebook and went to Matthew Reardon's public page. Didn't mean to do that. Back. All right. I clicked on the link and was directed to the video on YouTube and began to watch the content. The incident involves a video is 23 minutes. He can't even competently type. 23 minutes and 35 seconds in length. In the video, you can see Matthew Reardon walk up to the doors of City Hall and enter the building at approximately 3:53 on the video. He goes to a display board that shows where the different departments are within City Hall. He then proceeds to walk around the first floor videotaping before returning to the display board at approximately 5 minutes and 45 seconds on the video. Reardon then walks up the stairs to the second floor, proceeds to Mayor Tannehill's office doors. He stands at the doors for a brief time and then walks away, but soon returns. At approximately 7 minutes and 49 seconds on the video, he attempts to enter the door by using the doorknob, but was unsuccessful. Completely untrue. Completely untrue. You can see that I actually have my other phone out and I'm scanning the QR code on the window. But he says that I was attempting to enter by turning the doorknob, but was unsuccessful. He again walks away until he is met by someone on the second floor. He tells the female he remembered the mayor's office on the first floor from when Mayor Pat Patterson was in office. The suspect, Matthew Reardon, has continually violated parts of his restraining order issued to Mayor Tannehill. The suspect, Matthew Oliver Reardon, has done this in person as well as social media outlets like Twitter and YouTube. The suspect made tweets towards the mayor on several different occasions, to include May 23rd, 2021, August 3rd, 2021, August 11th, 2021, August 12th, 2021, August 17th, 2021, August 23rd, 2021, and September 1st, 2021, just to name a few instances. He says just to name a few. Those are the only times. And actually, a few things about this. Those tweets, the dates of those tweets were nearly a year before this. That was also during election time, re-election campaign of Robyn Tannehill. Okay. That's what the First Amendment's for. Political speech cannot be criminalized. I don't give a damn if somebody has a restraint. Once again, we're going to see how easy it is for a public official to obtain a restraining order and then use that as a prior restraint on speech. That's what this whole entire case is about. Is a sham restraining order that was obtained through fraud committed on the court in order to be used as a prior restraint on speech to keep somebody from speaking at City Hall on Election Day. That's the arrest warrant. I was initially given a $10,000 bond. As soon as I got to the jail, the district attorney filed a motion to revoke my bond and hold me without bond until trial so that they could put the squeeze on me at the Lafayette County Detention Center. Let me show you something. I've got a cold. Nose will not stop running. Oh, and well, I'm going to get back to the chat here in a second. I haven't even looked at it. Let me see. That's my articles. We might have a problem. I'm not seeing my articles on this site. So I had the tweets actually, and I'm not seeing them. Oh, by the way, I want to show y'all a couple of things real quickly. While it's up and fresh in my mind. Show y'all this app that I've been developing and have been upgrading. Okay, civil rights legal tool. You can You can select your state right here from a drop-down menu. It will show you the districts over there in that state. They give you the posture. Break everything down in that circuit. They give you ACLU resources, just different resources right here. It gives you the marijuana laws. Gives you the recording laws. Gives you legal resources for the state. You've got an activist toolkit right here. You've got a journalist toolkit. You got a case explorer. Shows high-stake legal battles going on right now. You know, these are the challenges, the major challenges that are going on right now at the Supreme Court level. Shows the recent wins and the critical challenges. Case Explorer. You know, it's got, we can type in anything. We can type in Cohen v. California. What's going on? Cohen v. California. There it is. So you can find your case. You can copy the link or you can export it. Oh, shit. This whole time, hey, what's up, Jordan Lott? Good to see you, man. Good to see you. Yeah. So that's going to be a very good resource right there. I've got several different things that I've been working on. Several challenges that I've been working on. So I found out the motion to dismiss that's in federal court right now. They are, so the United States responded to it. They've assigned a second U.S. attorney to prosecute me for this federal charge of loitering outside of a federal courthouse. And it's I hope they keep my signs. I'm going to say this. I hope they keep my signs, the ones that say fuck the U.S. Marshals, happy National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. I hope they keep my signs intact, or else that's going to be destruction of personal property. And as soon as I get them back, as soon as I prevail and as soon as I get them back, I'm going right back out there And I'm flying them once again. Take that to the bank. Yeah, Long Island Audit is a cool guy, Jordan. He is. He is. Let's see. So, let me do this. Sounds. I want to take a second to put this song on.
Yeah. It won't last long. It won't last long. Caught red-handed, their lies laid bare. Public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deed, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their dues. Lies and corruption, they thought they'd control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but the cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for seeds they've sown. Down in Galveston, it started that night. Austin and Doherty turned wrong into right. Said I was drunk, claimed the smell in the air, but no alcohol touched me, their proof wasn't there. They locked me up, 11 months in a cell, fabricated charges of personal hell. They twisted the law, made me a pawn, but their conspiracy's unraveling, it won't last long. A growing plot, their power abused, but I'm breaking the chains, their lies are diffused. The truth's on my side and it's ready to speak, exposing their game, bringing justice to the weak. Their lies laid bare. Public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth's coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they'd control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but the cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for seeds they've sown. Extradited from Galveston back to Lafayette. 2 weeks before trial, the lies were set. Then Ben Creekmore played his false hand. Fictitious evidence in his corrupt plan. Judge Tolleson fell for the charade they showed. 2 years in prison down a dark road. Austin hit the stand, swore oath after oath, but his lies cracked under the weight of my growth. July 18th, they thought they'd won, but justice don't sleep, the truth has begun. The house of cards is shaking, ready to fall. I'm standing tall, calling out them all. Red-handed, their lies laid bare. Public officials thought nobody would care. A conspiracy deep, but the truth coming through. The system's cracking, now they'll pay their due. Lies and corruption, they thought they'd control, but justice is burning, exposing their soul. They built this on deceit, but their cover is blown. Now the guilty must answer for seeds they've sown. Yeah. Beavers and James played the dirty part, conspired with Galveston to tear me apart. Busby sent falsehood straight to the district attorney, but when the heat came down, it was so concerning. A snake in the grass hiding behind his crew, but the truth reveals everything they do. Their lies run deep, but justice runs deeper. Each betrayal exposed, the climb's getting steeper. They thought they'd silence me, bury my voice, but now it's my time and I've made my choice to shine a light, to make sure they pay. Justice is coming, and it's here to stay.
I've been watching from the shadows, through the lies you spun so tight. Every word you bent against me, every wrong you set in flight. You thought the system was your puppet, thought the court would never see. But baby, truth's a storm you can't outrun, and it's rushing in on me. You played judge, you played executioner, you stole the years I can't reclaim. Dragged my name through mud and fire, left me shackled with the blame. But tonight the winds are changing, justice breathes its warning low. You're gonna taste the cage you built when the gavel drops its blow. And I can feel it in the shadows tonight. Oh Lord, the reckoning's near, the scales turn right. I've waited for this day through hell and fight. You'll stand where I stood in that prison light, but you'll wear the chains you earned. You won't outrun the day of truth, the day you come undone. You and your crowd of liars, the co-conspirators you raised, signed false papers, whispered stories, thought you'd never face the blaze. But evidence is a silent hunter, it never sleeps, it never fades. Now the wolves are at your doorstep, girl, they're howling out your name. You mocked the courtroom, mocked the truth, built your throne on broken oaths. But I've been stitching every record, every file you thought was ghost. I see the prison doors wide open, they're not waiting here for me. You and your circle dance the circle, but the center's crumbling free. And I can feel it in the shadows tonight. Oh Lord, the reckoning's near, the scales turn right. I've waited for this day through hell and fight. You'll stand where I stood in that prison light, but you'll wear the chains you earned. You won't outrun the day of truth, the day you come undone. You weren't alone in pulling strings, no. You had the hands of men in suits, the court's cold echo. Sheriffs, clerks, attorneys, blind, they played your wicked game. But the reckoning ain't blind, no, it remembers every name. There's a ledger in the dark, girl, it's carved in stone. Every co-conspirator's mark standing on their own. They thought they'd never answer, thought they'd never fall, but justice has a long reach, it's coming for them all. You can't hide behind the false smiles now, the tape, the files, the witness crowd. Every lie you signed has a cost, you see. The iron bars don't bend for plea. I carried the weight, I bore the scars, but your reckoning's coming, no matter how far. In the silence of night, you'll hear the knock. That's justice whispering at your locked doors block. And I can feel it in the shadows tonight. Oh Lord, the reckoning's near, the scales turn right. I've waited for this day through hell and fight. You'll stand where I stood in that prison light, but you'll wear the chains you earned. You won't outrun the day of truth, the day you come undone. Yeah, the day of truth, the day you come undone. I've been watching from the shadows, through the lies you spun so tight. Every word
I forgot I had the damn mic mute on this whole time.
So you're tuning in live for National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. This is We the People News. We're live outside the John M. Shaw United States Courthouse, where these tyrants with the U.S. Marshals Service think that it's okay to criminalize journalism and the First Amendment. Had bolos put out. I knew that there was funny business going on. Y'all want me to come in? Hey, they're trying to wave me in the courthouse. So he just waved me in. Should I accept the invitation? I think I should accept the invitation. Because I wasn't going to go in there. I was perfectly fine staying out here. But I just got an invitation into the courthouse. So let's go into the courthouse. I will never turn down an invitation such as that. But you locked the doors on me. But y'all locked the doors on me. Hello. After you. Well, look who it is.
Hey man, look, I'm gonna tell you one time. Can't be in here reporting to be arrested.
Okay, you called me in here. You son of a bitch, I was outside on the fucking sidewalk. You told me to come in here, motherfucker. I'm going outside. You called me in here, motherfucker. You baited me in here, you piece of shit. Fucking pussy. You fucking pussy. Fuck your mom. He literally waved me in here. He told me to come inside. Was grinning and then told me he was going to throw me in handcuffs as soon as I walked in the doors. A public building. Now they just asked for it. I'm on the public sidewalk by the road, peacefully exercising my rights. And he's over there smiling. There's a big part of me that wants to go back in and take the arrest. There's a big part of me that wants to go back in and take the arrest. Because that's entrapment and violation of my First Amendment rights. But I do know this. This is not their fucking property. This is we the people's. This is where they take an issue and they pour gasoline on it and they make it 10 times worse. 10 times worse. Okay? When they openly invited me up there just for me to go through the door and for them to try to threaten me with arrest. Happy National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. Here's what we're going to do here. I'll put this right here. Oh. Sounds reporting right against the glass. To get the tyrants on the inside. Yeah, these are the real sovereign citizens inside. That's right. These are the real sovereign citizens, and this is how they get exposed. Okay? This is what happens when they go and criminalize free speech. When they criminalize journalism. That's what happens when they criminalize a camera of mass destruction. I'm trying to find a good place to put this down at. I wish I had another tripod. It's a collective effort of everybody to stand up for their rights. Where does it say stay off? So what gives you the authority to tell me a damn thing? You need to keep on stepping, and I mean it. Buddy, I ain't playing your games. That's why I say, happy National Fuck the U.S. Marshals Day. Go 10-8, keep on stepping. I'm gonna make you look like an idiot today. You might want to go 10-8. 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 You put hands on me, I'm going to defend myself. I'm telling you that right now. All right? You're going to get sprayed down. What'd they tell you inside? Huh? Well, I know you went in to go talk to them. Oh, I'm not going anywhere. Absolutely not. I haven't done a thing wrong. I'm not going a place. And you can't make me go a place. I'm not trespassing. I'm on public fucking property. Okay. Let's see. I'll take the arrest. I'll take the arrest right here. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Come on with it. Come on with it. These people put out bolos for no reason, circulating my picture, criminalizing journalism, and when they try to silence our voice, we the people get louder. Operation Silence the Press. See, these people need to learn. Learn. And see, it starts right here with the 911 dispatchers. Because when somebody is actually well within their rights doing something, the 911 dispatchers don't even need to allow resources to get burned in the first place. I'm standing my ground. I'm holding my ground on this one. I'm not leaving. I'm not getting pushed off my spot. I'm holding my ground. I'm holding the line. Got to hold the line. When you're well within your rights, you cannot get pushed away. I mean, you give them an inch and they take a mile. Got to hold the line, folks. Got to hold the line. Huh? You need to suck my dick. I'm on public fucking property. Let's go. Let's go. No, you're not. I'm getting it. You ain't gonna touch my camera. You ain't touching my camera. You ain't touching my camera. I'm getting my camera.
You grab your camera and you move it right now. If you don't, I am seizing this camera.
Is that right?
That is absolutely right.
So what? So this door.
You've got 1 second.
This door is locked.
You've got 1 second.
This door is locked.
This is an entryway. You can put it on the other side of the barricade.
I'm right. I'm fine right here.
2.
I'm
backing up. He had it set in his mind he was going to attack.
1.
Really? Oh! Ah! 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 Ah!
Congratulations.
Good.
remain silent. Anything you say can and will be used against the report of law. You have the right to consult an attorney. Have attorney present or questioning.
I want attorney.
You cannot afford
I want attorney. Attorney.
In 1971, the court drew a line in Cohen v. California. Paul Cohen's "fuck the draft" jacket wasn't polite, but it was speech. Justice Harlan's reminder, one man's vulgarity is another's lyric, wasn't just clever phrasing. It was constitutional bedrock. The First Amendment protects the raw and the uncomfortable, because power doesn't get to dictate tone. 17 years later, NWA pushed that line further. Fuck the Police was banned from radio, condemned by politicians, and earned the group a warning letter from the FBI. But it survived. Not because gatekeepers approved, but because courts had already established in cases like Cohen that profanity and anger are protected when they are political speech. The music didn't just survive. It became an anthem against police abuse, echoing what the court had acknowledged years before. Offensiveness is not a crime. Now in 2025, I found myself living that same fight in flesh and bone. My camera was my lyric, my audit, my anthem. Yet the U.S. Marshals tried to crush it with fists instead of bans. They treated journalism like contraband, seizing equipment as if recording itself were illegal. They dragged me into cells, beat me, mocked me, and tried to rewrite the law with violence. What they could not silence with statutes, they tried to silence with shackles. The irony is bitter. The FBI once threatened NWA for words. Today, federal agents brutalize citizens for cameras. Tools of transparency. Both reveal the same truth. When speech exposes authority, authority will try to call it dangerous. Through FOIA, I had already uncovered evidence of U.S. Marshals Service bulletins and BOLOs targeting me, documents redacted so heavily you could barely read them, but enough to show they were treating journalism and First Amendment auditing as crimes. Those documents foreshadowed what came next. And now, because of what has happened, those pages must be unredacted. The conspiracy is no longer theoretical. It is lived proof. On August 25th, 2025, outside the federal courthouse in Lafayette, Louisiana, Marshal Hayden Newsom ordered me to move my camera away from a locked courthouse door. He threatened to seize it if I didn't comply. I complied. I backed up with my tripod and 4K camera in hand. That's when he attacked. He slammed me to the ground. My brand new gimbal was destroyed. My tripod shattered into pieces against me and underneath me. My 4K camera was wrecked. He violently accosted me as if press equipment was contraband. They dragged me into a holding cell. That's where Newsom drove his knuckles into my chest while I struggled to breathe. My heart was pounding, 140 to 160 beats a minute. When I knocked his arm away to stop the pain, he threatened me again and again. Assault on a federal officer. They laughed while I gasped for air. They delayed calling 911 for nearly an hour. When the paramedics finally arrived, they mocked me, saying I was just trying to delay jail. At the hospital, the indifference continued. Dismissive, condescending, unwilling to acknowledge the injuries inflicted by federal hands. When I was discharged late at night, Marshal Newsom shackled me and handed me off to Deputy Olivet of St. Martin Parish Jail. I asked before he even pulled out of the lot, "What am I being booked on?" Deputy Olivet admitted there was no charge, just a hold for the U.S. Marshals. I told him directly, transporting me without charge is kidnapping under 18 U.S. Code 1202. He claimed he was following orders. I reminded him of Nuremberg, that just following orders is never a defense. He drove me anyway. At St. Martin Parish Jail, the abuse escalated. Deputy Olivet and a female booking officer nearly broke my wrist, hoisting me by handcuffs ratcheted down so tight I could feel my bones grinding. It was torture, plain and simple. They threw me into a tiny freezing cell with only a torn blanket. I had no food the entire day. I lay on concrete in pain from my chest, my wrist, my ribs, mocked by guards who treated my suffering as entertainment. And all the while, the marshals laughed about what they had done, laughing at destroyed equipment, laughing at a broken body, laughing at constitutional rights discarded like trash. This is not law enforcement. This is not justice. This is a conspiracy. One already foreshadowed in the FOIA records. One that is now spilled into the open through violent arrest, torture, medical neglect, and unlawful detention. In 1971, the Supreme Court said the government cannot criminalize vulgar speech. In 2025,